Hello, everybody. I decided to go ahead and make up kind of a sample video, which kind of will show you what is some of just a small part of the content that you'll be getting inside of my Irresistible Offers course whenever you download it. So I just wanted to teach everybody something here on this WSO page about how to make an irresistible offer and some of the conversion tactics that you can use to increase your sales as an affiliate or really as a product owner too. But we're talking about it from the standpoint of an affiliate. Um, but first, I wanted to talk to you before we get into the irresistible offer part. I want to talk to you about some of these conversion tactics. And the first is as an authority, and we hear this quite often, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But one of the easiest ways you could do it on your pre-sale page is to give away a sample, a technique, something that they want to know about. And by giving away a sample, a technique, if it's impressive to them, they will obviously view you as an authority. It's just human nature. And this can actually be really simple. All you have to do is tell them something that they already know. Okay, so you're kind of going back to confirmation. Telling something that they already know, but putting a unique spin on it, something that they didn't know. For example, teaching a technique on how to train your dog a certain way. Okay, something they've heard of before, but then going an additional step and saying, but I bet you didn't know how to do this as well. And if by doing this, by telling them, hey, this trick works, I know, you've heard it before, but I bet you didn't know this, they're going to automatically think, oh, hey, well, he does know something about, um, this thing. So they're automatically going to give you an authority. So all you have to do is find something a lot of people don't know and don't understand in the niche. So just take, a few minutes really of searching Google, find a cool trick, and find a way you can add it in or apply it to something that most people do know, and all of a sudden you'll have a winning combination. People will immediately view you as an authority. And you could do this on your pre-sale page by simply giving away a tactic, as I said, a sample with a video or a cool little trick. And it doesn't have to be really anything ridiculous fancy. That's just really all it has to be. And then you can also, inside of that, use language to suggest your authority. So, for example, you could say, start off with your pre-sale page. Could start off with, hey everybody, thanks for coming to my blog, or thanks for signing up for my newsletter if it's on the thank you page. I've been dealing with dog problems. So, I've been a dog owner for 25 years, and I've been dealing with them forever. Man, I tell you what, it just makes you want to pull your hair out of the head sometimes. So, what is that? Well, the first thing I said was I've been dealing with dog problems for 25 years, or I've owned a dog for 25 years. What is that suggesting? That's suggesting you're experienced, so obviously know what you're talking about. And then when you give them that technique, they're going to be wowed by it. Okay. So you're using language to suggest you're an authority. Now, I don't suggest you lie. For example, if you haven't owned a dog for 25 years, don't say you've owned a dog for 25 years. You could say something else. You could say, I've been a dog owner for a while. You can, or you could say, um, I've helped people, own that have owned dogs before, train their dogs. If you don't own a dog, you could share a technique. Hey, I have a technique for you that has helped a lot of dog owners, like yourself, learn how to train their dog. And then by saying that, you're not implying that you own a dog. You're not saying anything about you owning a dog, but you're giving them a good technique and saying, I've used this, other people have used this technique and it's helped them. So once again, you're using language to suggest you're an authority. That comes down to the implied meanings. These two here relate together. By saying, you're not coming out and saying, hey, look at me, I'm an authority. You're saying, I've got 25 years experience doing this, or I've owned a dog for 25 years, or this cool trick, this cool trick I'm going to give you, a lot of people have used to get their ex back. Or something like that. What you're implying is you're implying that you're an authority. Reciprocation. This is the conversation that goes on between you and your visitors. Yes, the conversation does actually go on, especially whenever you have blogs and you allow commenting. And in fact, I think that this is really powerful. I highly suggest that if you run a blog, put a comment, make sure you have your comment section turned on, and encourage people to leave comments. By doing so, when you comment on them, so for example, you give this cool tip away, leave the comment section on your blog, and when they talk to you, thank them for their comments, thank them for their suggestions, discuss things with them. It doesn't have to be a lot. You only need to do maybe a few comments on there, and then you can virtually ignore the rest. But on the first few comments, if you respond, people are going to see, hey, you actually pay attention to them. All right. You're talking to them. You're engaged in a conversation. All right. If you don't have a blog, you have an email list. You can do this with your email list. You can encourage them to send stuff back and forth, and say you get a lot of suggestions or a lot of frustrations, you can make a video and send it out to your email list. All right. Hey, I've been getting a lot of stuff about this. This encourages them in their conversation with you. So I definitely encourage you to do this. This will really increase your responses. Likability. This is just, you are an average guy or girl. Um, you're this average person. You're not afraid to make damaging admissions. Hey, I screwed up doing this whenever I tried it. Don't be afraid. If you screw up too, hey, I've screwed up 10 times worse. That's kind of the likability. On top of that, inside the course, I talk to you about how you speak to their core values, the core that of the person you're targeting, and how you can adjust yourself to match and mirror. That's kind of an NLP thing where you mirror the person that you're targeting to market to. And so you become a very likable person in their eyes. All right. So that's one thing that you can do. As I said, damaging admissions, an easy way to do that. Frank Kern uses as well. He always talks about how he screwed up with the FTC and how they nailed him. It's a damaging admission. So instead of it causing him harm, people are like, hey, that Frank Kern's just like me. And as I said, he does other things too. He knows his target market so well, he communicates with them with his personality. So that's likability. Commitment and consistency. This is anything that you do to get them to take action, getting them to opt into a list, pre-selling them and then selling them. Every time you get them a step to do something you want, for example, give you money, every small step that they make to doing that is it gets them more and more committed and consistent to becoming your buyer. And I talk about more about this in the course. Unique personality. If you can, or you have something that's unique, that's likable, go for it. This will only apply to some people, but it's definitely powerful. Look at the rich jerk. I mean, he got really big off of this, basically insulting people. But once again, his target market was the person that he was targeting. He knew how to interact with, and using a unique personality, as in insulting and being rude to everybody, it got him a lot of sales, a lot of recognition. Okay. Cult language. Be sure to speak their language. For example, people who are in groups together all speak the same language. So by doing so, you're confirming that you're on their side, okay? And that comes down to the common enemy. And I'll just relate to this now. Common enemy. So say, for example, you're, doing dog training problems. You could say, everyone wants you to be wants you to pay out this high expensive money to go seek a professional dog trainer. And I tell you what, those dog trainers are just out to rip you off. I know because I dumped a lot of money in it, and my dog trainer wasn't able to do me any good, and yada yada. So those dirty dog trainers, they're just wanting to ruin, the everyday folk like us from training our dogs or whatever. I mean, that's kind of just a poor a poor example, but that's kind of the common enemy. All right. Confirmation. You can use that to confirm what they already believe. Kind of comes back to the authority. You're confirming their suspicions. So, for example, if you can use fear in this, you could say, if you're afraid your ex might be you may not be able to get your ex back, click on this link to find out if that's true. That's using the whole kind of fear and justification. They want to feel like that they're getting their confirmation. They're wanting to get confirmed in their beliefs, or they're wanting to find out if their belief system is incorrect. Okay. So kind of also uses curiosity, which I didn't list here because curiosity is talked about a lot as well. But justification, justifying their failures. Hey, it's okay. You fail because you didn't know. Simple as that. Talked about common enemy and stories and parables. Stories and parables are very powerful to use. Anytime you tell a story about something, about yourself that relates to the target market, you increase likability. And so I highly recommend that you do that as well. All right, just got a few minutes left. I want to talk about how to make an irresistible offer. Basically, what you're doing is you're discovering the number one frustration that the target market is finding out. Okay, what you're then going to do, the product that you're promoting, you're going to offer up as a magic bullet to their solution or to their frustration. All right. Then inside your pre-sale page, you're going to imply that the magic bullet is expensive, and you're going to use some of these tactics that I talked about. All right, using language to imply things. So, for example, I just held a workshop just a few weeks ago, And I implied that it was expensive by calling it a workshop. Okay, now most people, when they think IM workshop, they think 2 or 3 grand. Well, I also made it up as that it was the magic bullet. But by using terminology like workshop, I implied that the magic bullet was expensive. Thus, whenever I told them that it wasn't expensive, I said, it's only this amount of dollars, significantly less than what they were anticipating. They were completely blown away with it, and they signed up without any issue. And so there's all kinds of way to use this, and I go into more detail inside the course when I talk about how to build up your offer. So the second video, all right. So this was just a small sample of some of the things that you're going to learn inside this course, all right. So this is Rob. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys inside.